Hi, Kendall.
Hey, Max.
Hey, you know what's all the rage right now on the YouTube?
Uh, what? I don't know.
What are they called?
Tier lists.
Tier lists.
Everyone's doing these stupid tier lists.
Bam, bam, pa-cam, pa-cam.
And what better way to roll back into the YouTube scene like we didn't take a year-long hiatus than just doing what the other kids are doing, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So we got our best 5 minutes cryptids tier list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it. I gotta pull up the thing here. The list. Okay, so it goes from S to F. That's the one you're using?
Yeah.
All right. And then S is like, that's the best you can get.
S is God tier, yeah.
All right. We're just gonna go over some of the boys that always pop up.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, you've heard us talk about all of these things at some point. So I'm gonna start. Why don't you pick our first one here, Kendall?
Well, why don't we just go down the list? Start
Sure.
at the beginning.
Let's go down the list. We got Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Oh, to me, Bigfoot is S.
See, that's tough. That's tough, man. Because he's definitely A tier for sure. Because he's like the granddaddy. The Patterson footage is like you see it referenced in all the dumb cryptid shows everywhere, right?
Yeah, you do.
But if Bigfoot was in your house right now, it's like he's just a big hairy pothead, He's just a forest man. He ain't S tier spooky,
Oh man, I don't know, dude, because I went through a little phase about 2 months ago or so where I was listening to nonstop first-hand encounters.
Oh, really?
And I listened to so many of them that there were patterns emerging.
Ooh.
and these patterns that were emerging were so consistent that it was like, I don't think all these people are making this shit up. Like, if this was a hoax, it would be so grand scale, and some of the little details are like, what the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them were like scary. Like, these things are, if they're real, they're scary. My mind on Bigfoot, and I'm not saying I think they're real, but I went from being sort of like Bigfoot's goofy and dumb to, if I found a Bigfoot out in the woods, I wouldn't be hanging around.
You think it's a predator? You think it could hunt a man?
I think it could easily hunt a man if it wanted to.
Right.
I don't know if they're predatory. I think they can be if they're real. Again, I'm not saying they are. But I think that they can make people disappear. Oh wait, you see a great big fat person.
All right.
and then you're lost in the pit.
I'll put him in S tier for now, but I'm still holding on to these just A tier.
Hey, man,
just A tier.
Bigfoot to me would be the worst one of all these to be looking in the window at night.
Oh yeah. Well, any of these
would be bad, but Bigfoot's the worst because it's so human, but not. That to me puts Bigfoot an easy S.
All right. His was the most human.
I just think that there's something about Bigfoot that is so like primordial frightening to us because it's in our makeup. It freaks us out. It might be an uncanny valley thing. I don't know what it is, but it freaks us out.
Okay. S tier.
All right.
The next one is easy. The next one is Nessie, right?
Or I'm going to say any lake monster that fits the Nessie MO.
Put that in F tier for fuck you.
These are so boring, man.
It's so stupid.
These are so boring.
Dude,
there's no lake monster.
There is no okay, yeah. There's just like, at least Nessie has some mythology to it. The stupid octopus in Oklahoma or whatever. Come on, man.
Oklahoma.
Oh, get that out of here, man. So stupid.
Nessie is it's so boring to me.
So boring.
I'm more interested in the giant squid, like easily.
Oh yeah. Giant squid's weird. That's real though.
and it's weird.
It's spooky, man.
Yeah.
What if they learned how to be land squids? We'd all be doomed.
They need bones.
Yeah, it's true. Bones. Jim.
Bones.
All right.
Jim. Bones.
Spock.
All right, the next one's pretty good.
Chupacabra. Again, it depends on what Chupacabra we're talking about here. We're talking about like the coyote that's bald Chupacabra, because that's not that scary. If we're talking about like the vampiric reptilian goat sucker that jumps out of the shadows to murder you, that's pretty spooky.
I would give Chupacabra. Oh. Now, you see, I don't know if many people know this, but I had what could be considered a real Chupacabra story when I was very young.
Yeah.
And I'll go over it real fast. My neighbor called up the town. When I grew up at this point, like, this town was not huge. So we knew the neighbors that lived a block behind us.
And you were in what was once, what was at that point unincorporated part of town, right?
It's still county, I believe, but especially then it was very like sparse between places.
Yeah.
And the neighbor calls my dad, and the next thing you know, my dad's like, "Come on, let's go check this stuff out." And I was probably like 8, and I was like, "Okay, well, this is, what's going on? What's going on, Mama?" And we hopped on over there, and the neighbor, his name was Bob, and I remember, and he had sheep. We had these kinds of sheep called Barbados sheep. And a lot of people confuse them for goats, but they're sheep. They're short hair sheep. And he had them too. We had 5 of them at the time, and he had a bunch. He had like a shit ton. And these sheep were laying like, it's a fuzzy memory, but I remember them laying in an organized manner. Like, they weren't just strewn across the yard, but I remember them laying like in a line, and in their necks, in each of their necks was like this 2-hole mark, and they were drained of blood. And I shit you not that was real. And the story he told was he heard a ruckus coming from the animals, and he came out and he saw something fly away.
What the fuck?
And that was his story. And he always... I
don't think he ever told me that part, because I don't remember ever...
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. He saw something fly away. And he held to that till he died. And I always remember that. Because, like, this guy wasn't about to kill his own sheep or anything like that.
Right. It's not like you got an insurance policy on it or anything. You can't profit from killing your own animals and then draining the blood and making it look like some sort of weird thing happened. Like,
yeah. And it was weird. And to me, that's Chupacabra, man. I mean, I don't know. I didn't walk out that night and see something fly away. But what I saw the next day was ultra weird to me, and it was ultra freaky because we also had sheep, and this guy lived pretty close. So it was like, wow, that ain't no good. I would give a Chupacabra a C. It can go either way.
C? Ooh, wow, it's pretty low. Yeah, no, I get you though, because like, I don't know, man, because like,
you know what, dude? C for Chupacabra.
C for Chupacabra. You're right. It depends. If it's the reptilian apparently can fly Chupacabra, that's pretty spooky. If it's just like the coyote, like the rabbit coyote that's bald, that's not that spooky.
Nah, get that out of there.
Get that out of there. All right, next one is Dogman.
Dogman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know not to be confused with Wereman.
Wereman apparently are half man, half the wolf. Dogmen are all dog.
Beast.
With man features, like bipedal and very aggressive and such.
Like Bigfoot dog.
Like Bigfoot dog. Bigfoot dog man. Dogfoot big man.
It's more rare to come across Dogman stories.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of popular, I guess. Now, Kevin told me he had family in, I believe, Wisconsin or one of these northern states. Like up there where it's super cold and you don't want to live, And he said somebody, I can't remember who in his family, but the basic point was that they owned a cabin, And one night he heard his normal dog like going nuts, and he walked out and he just saw this thing standing in his yard, and he said it was a dog standing up.
Oh.
And he said it just stared at him. It looked like a wolf. And it just stared at him, and they just kind of faced off. And then I don't remember how it ended. I think maybe the thing just backed into the darkness and went away. But that is also, that area is where a lot of the Dogman stories come from.
Just shoot it.
And Kevin told me that years ago, like before Dogman was fad.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right.
I think that's creepy, man. Dogs can be really creepy. They have that capacity to be strange.
Bears can stand up on their legs, though. Maybe it was bearmen.
It could have been a bear. Yeah, it could have just been a straight up bear. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But and you know, bears are creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with a bear. I'm comfortable with saying I have a fear of bear.
Bear will hunt a man.
Yeah, bear will hunt a man. Yeah, no thanks. So if Dogmen are being mistaken for bears, nonetheless, I would give, I don't know, maybe a B?
A B. I was leaning towards a C.
Yeah, mid?
Yeah, mid.
I think you could take it a little more seriously than
Chupacabra.
a Chupacabra. Yeah.
Goat sucker.
Yeah. It's up to you. It's your audible. You decide, B or C.
We'll put it at a B.
All right.
Just because, you know, it's more aggressive than a Bigfoot, you know what I mean? And that makes it scarier, in my opinion, so.
All right. Now we have Mothman.
Mothman. So I love the mythos behind the Mothman. I love the story. I love the TNT bunker that it lives in and all the spookiness and how it's like a horseman of the apocalypse and it's supposed to play mind games with you. I'm looking at like a solid A for Mothman.
Mothman's pretty, like, as far as originality goes, he's way up there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? He's a moth? Like, why the fuck is he a moth?
Right. You know, you got these, like, dogmen and, like, half man, half ape creatures and the dinosaurs living in locks and stuff. Yep. And then you're like, yeah, this he's half moth and he spooks on teenagers in the night and he can fly really quick.
And a real bridge did fall down.
Yes.
And that's creepy.
Yes.
I would give Mothman an A.
Yeah. A for sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. What's next on your list?
So on my list, the next one is Slenderman.
All right, here we go.
So we're just gonna stick that in the F for fucking get out of here, Slenderman.
F for fake?
Fake. Yeah.
Man, it seems so. I guess it was long ago that people thought Slenderman was real.
I mean, there's still youngins who are just learning of the internet and getting on there and going, "Oh, I believe Slenderman. He's real. Check out my Minecraft server. Slenderman's real." You know?
Yeah.
There's still children doing that to this day. I 100% guarantee it that there's still, you know, kids, you know, in their 10s or whatever, going and finding their first creepypasta, and of course it's Slenderman. And, you know.
Yeah. Slenderman isn't even that scary to me.
No. Noodle Man. Get out of here, Noodle Man, with your suit.
You know what's scarier to me?
What?
It's the big, tall, long, thin alien that comes out of the craft in Close Encounters.
Yeah, that can just go right back to hell where it came from, dude. I don't need that ever in my life. Ever. God. You know, it's supposed to be like a really endearing like moment, like oh they're meeting. It's like, no, God, where's the flamethrowers? Where's my Thompson submachine gun? Where's the dude on the 50 cal going, it's alive? You know,
that long stringy thing. It sucks. Get that off my planet, bitch.
No, Richard Dreyfuss, what are you doing, man?
Don't go with that. Don't go with that.
Don't go with that, man. Don't let it touch you. You know that's what. As soon as he's in there and he's looking up at the city, you know it's touching him. You know it. It's getting him some long touch, dude, from like
it's
meters away.
It's forcing that liquid oxygen into him.
Oh God!
For however many G's they're about to pull, leaving the fucking universe. He's not liking that shit. You should have thought twice, dude. Yeah. All right, so Slenderman F, easy.
F, easy F, fake.
All right. Go ahead. You call it.
Ghosts.
Ghosts are is this like, are they technically cryptids? They're paranormal, whatever.
They're paranormal, yeah.
Ghosts to me are an S.
S tier. Wow.
Oh yeah. I in the face of ridicule, I will stand here and say I think there's something to ghosts.
Yeah, you've got quite a bit of ghost stories to you.
Yeah. To me it's I'm not a religious person. I'm not a spiritual person. But I've seen things that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to explain it several ways to myself, and I just can't make it happen. Like, nothing logically lines up. I've seen people where there's no person the next second, and this is like, I've heard things. I've heard people say my name, and then other people have heard my name. We meet in the middle, and we were like, did you say my name? You said, and it's nothing. It's like, what the fuck, man? I've heard music when there shouldn't be anything playing music. I've seen prints on windows when there should have been nothing inside the house. It's like, I'm ghosts. Yeah. I think there's something there. To me, they're S.
Okay.
Yeah.
S tier.
I think that there's something to it. To the phenomenon. Mm-hmm.
Flatwoods monster.
Flatwoods monster.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
I gotta say, that is my favorite, like, UFO, flying saucer, alien encounter story ever. Like,
yeah,
you got the couple who got abducted and missing time. You got Roswell. You got all that jazz. But, dude, nothing really holds up to this ominous being shooting deadly gas at people and chasing kids through the woods, man. There's never been.
Sorry. So that is the one where it's like the kids on camp out came across it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not the one where the old folks are holed up in their house shooting out aliens.
That's just aliens.
What's the name of that one again?
That's the Hopkinsville.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Flatwoods monster. I would give that. I'm not gonna give that an A. It doesn't intrigue me enough.
I was gonna say like A, man, just because it's so unique. I've never run across any other encounter like that.
All right, I'm kind of unopinionated on this, so it's like it's yours to determine.
Well, you got mass witnesses.
Yeah.
You've got people getting chased in the woods. You've got flying saucer. You've got the alien actually attacks people. You don't really get that, man.
All right, pop it a high one.
It's an A. It's an A for sure. Okay.
All right.
Wendigo. Pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure.
Whatever. I'm not completely versed on Wendigo, other than I think it's rooted in cannibalism and how it's like a cautionary tale of don't eat your own or you'll turn into an undead witch.
Yep.
Creature thing.
Now a lot of people confuse Wendigo with the Skinman, but they're not the same.
Yeah. And if you can't understand our language, Skinman is Skinwalker. So, Wendigo's pretty low.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's a fairy tale. It's don't go into the woods because the troll under the bridge is going to eat you. It's like that kind of deal.
So what are you thinking, like D tier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I can't identify with a lot of those stories anyway.
Right.
So, I feel like you almost have to be in an exclusive sort of club to really get into the Wendigo shit.
Yeah, to really make it, spooky to you.
Yeah, because there's so many versions of Wendigo. And there's like a amped up version, and there's like the realistic version, and then there's... It's like, well, what the fuck, man? It's all so confusing. What is it? And then people confuse it with skinwalkers, and then people just say it's a spirit. Well, okay, whatever, man. I don't know. D tier because it's fucking get the hell out of here.
Because don't know what it is. D tier for don't know. Next thing, Greys.
Okay, so we're clearly talking about aliens here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not Grey's Anatomy.
Well, clearly yes. Like, I'm not even gonna fucking dance around this. They're real.
Grey's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know. But man, I don't know if they're real because people that have been abducted have described creatures that weren't greys and so on. So I don't know, but greys are the scary ones.
Great. So, but that is like the meta, though. Everything always circles back to them somehow, you know? And, like, it's spooky because not a lot of these creatures can scare you without doing anything, you know what I mean? It's just like you see Bigfoot, it's like, oh, Bigfoot, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, for the rest of these monsters to be scary, they have to attack you or do something violent. Aliens are just stare at you and then they abduct you, and that's just terrifying, you know?
I think what's really scary about aliens is that they're not monsters.
They're not.
They're clearly an intelligent unit, you know? And that's what's really scary. Like, they're so far above us. We just have the misfortune of being able to know that we're below something.
Yeah, and that's really spooky. But here's the thing, though. All right? Okay, Mr. Spaceman, with your advanced mind, you might be smarter than me, but I got a more advanced body. I got eyelids. Ooh.
Man, you're... Well, you know, there's that one video of Blink, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's probably fake, though.
Heaven forbid it has a real evolutionary thing on its face.
Yeah, I mean...
Then it's fake if it blinks. Oh, wait, it's fake if it blinks.
Well, I don't want it to blink, so there. I want to be able to have some sort of advantage over this creature so I can throw sand at it and feel like I did something effective.
All right, shine a bright light.
This dumb little arms trying to cover its eyes.
For people who don't know, Kendall has been banking on gray aliens not having eyelids since we were 14 years old.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so he's really hanging on to that fantasy.
Well, I mean, how are you supposed to stop an advanced race that can paralyze you with their minds, infiltrate your intimate thoughts, and take you out of your bed and then across the stars and right back to your bed and make you think that you just had a bad dream? Like, how do you stop that?
I don't know. I guess you just do what you do and just hope that they don't have eyelids.
So spooky, man.
S tier.
S tier, yeah. S tier.
Yeah.
S tier for shit, fam. I hope they ain't real.
Yep. All right, what's next here?
Yeti.
Yeti.
Yeah.
See, obviously, Yeti and Bigfoot are very close.
But see, I think Yeti deserves S tier more than Bigfoot does, because like Yeti can run down a mountain, eat a Sherpa, and not even miss a step. You know?
See, I'm flippy floop on you. I feel like Yeti is A and Squatch is S. Because we don't hear as much about the Yeti.
Oh, okay.
We just don't hear as much. I mean, like if there were Yeti accounts popping up like there were Bigfoot accounts, sure, maybe. But yeah, I mean, the theory is that Yeti is more aggressive and they're more secluded and they're more territorial.
Right.
And they, I remember that video it was that fucking documentary, dude, and I forget what it was.
The one that scarred you as a child.
It might have been like a Leonard Nimoy thing. I can't remember, but yeah, it was. They showed these horrible drawings of these eyewitness sketches, and they showed the thing walking in the snow and all that, and then they had a Sherpa on, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I think he was telling a real story or something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it came to the edge of the fence, and then it ripped the fence down." I don't know why I'm making him sound Mexican, and then it started to eat the villagers. I'm like, what the fuck? This thing eats people. And it just fucking freaked me out. I was done. That was it, dude. Big monkey eating people. No. Come on.
No, too spooky.
No. Yeah, way too spook. But other than that, you don't hear much about the Yeti.
Well, yeah.
So I'm gonna have to give it an A because again, it's the same as Bigfoot to me. It's almost Yeti and Bigfoot, they're interchangeable.
Well, I don't know, because like Bigfoot is revered as like a spirit who dwells in the forests by a lot of Native American tribes.
You know what?
And Yeti is viewed as a guardian, actually, of the mountain, not to be trifled with.
I need to get you listening to what I listen to, dude, because if you do, your view on Bigfoot's gonna change.
Ooh, I'm ready to get spooked.
Bigfoot is scary. Bigfoot is scary. There's no other way to put it.
He's out there hunting mans.
I've been turned, dude. Like, he's out there. He ain't liking you.
Oh, God.
He doesn't like you. He don't want you there.
You know what?
He's gonna tell you about it.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense why they would make noise. Because, you know, when you're trying to scare off a predator, we make ourselves look big and make noise. What if they've been doing the same shit to us this whole time?
I don't know, dude. Maybe. There's lots of theories I've heard, and I gotta get you listening, because it's... There's no way all of these people are lying.
Oh, yeah.
There's no... Some of them you can kind of pick it out, like they're a little too detailed in their stories, but then some people are just like, that happened to that guy. I'm sure of it, you know?
Well, and a lot of these people have nothing to gain from going out in the public and being like, yeah, I saw a big ape man thing.
Yeah.
So, and that always helps, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're out there, you know, I've got Bigfoot Valley and you can visit it for $2,000, then I'm going to...
bullshit. Yeah,
I'm going to call you out on that instantly.
Yeah. But when you hear a weird detail like a dude fishing looks up into the trees and he sees something a little weird and then he realizes it's a face.
Yeah.
But then he realizes not only is it a face, but it has dreadlocks. Like such weird details that is like, who would make that up?
Right. Like, what the fuck?
You know, it just... Something about the Bigfoot mythos has become so scary to me of recent.
Well...
That you know, Bigfoot is S. Yeti, just because we don't hear about him as much, is an A.
Ain't nothing a 700 Nitro won't take care of, though.
Oh, no. And not unless there's 30 of them.
Oh, that's true.
Then you better get them all lined up. All right. What's next?
Reptilians.
Reptilians.
I don't know why we put this on the list.
You know, I will say one thing for reptilians. When I used to go out on my nightly walks, it was the idea of a reptilian stepping out in front of me that used to freak me out most.
Ooh.
And I don't know why.
All right.
Because, you know, you kind of be on your little walk, and it's like only the moon, and you have the tree line on your side, and I remember like going through all the little scenarios in my head, like, okay, what if a man walked out? Obviously, that'd be scary. Any of these would be scary.
Right.
What if a Bigfoot walked out? That'd be scary. But the one that freaked me out most was, what if a reptilian man walked out?
Just kind of slinked out in front of you.
Yeah, because in my mind, I don't see reptilian man as like Gorn.
Yeah.
Right? I see reptilian. He's like agile. His limbs are weird. He has a weird face. It's like a dinosaur. It's like the dinosaur man.
Yeah.
You ever see that where the dude projected what a Troodon would turn into had they had the time to evolve?
Yeah, and it's uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like in my mind what a reptilian man is.
Yep.
And that freaked me out.
All right.
So, yeah, I would give it a C. I don't think that it's possible.
I was going to put it down in E tier just because, like, it's so improbable and it's always, because, like, when you think reptilian, you always hear, like, Tom Cruise is a reptilian spy.
Shit. You know, we didn't even talk about that aspect.
Right. Like, for me, that's what brings it down quite a few pegs. It's just it's associated with so much of the conspiracy stuff. And you never really hear genuine accounts. Like, the most recent account of Lizard Man I've heard was actually out in Arizona, in the southern part of the state. Some woman was out, like, just throwing garbage out in the desert, and she said a reptilian man stepped out of a cave wearing overalls. And it's like,
oh, wow.
Come on, you know?
All right. Well, I mean, was she near Dolan Springs?
No, it was the southern part of the state.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just your average citizen of Dolan.
Yeah, that's just how they look, see. Sorry, anybody in Dolan Springs, if you have the ability to use technology yet, and not your weird Mad Max generators.
The gasoline. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Your fucking sail cars. Yeah, okay, E, because you're right. I agree. We need something down there in E, and reptile men are none the better. But that image of a realistic looking one freaks me out.
Oh, yeah. No, if they would have done the Jurassic Park story where they did the hybrid dinosaur-human soldiers, that would have been spooky.
They made it a horror and not a shitty action movie. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Yeah. It would have been better than the movie we got. You see the new one yet?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I was disappointed with it. That's a whole nother video, though.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, Lord. All right, so next one is, what is this? Goatman?
Yeah, we got Goatman.
I'll be a little more graceful to Goatman because I think Goatman and like Jersey Devil are one and the same.
Okay. All right.
And it's always, it's always in the back of my mind of just like driving down the road, it's kind of late, your window's open because it's a nice night, and you hear the like hooves clopping next to you, like keeping pace with your car, just off in the bushes next to the road. Like that to me is just too spooky,
Let me spin you a real Goatman story I heard.
Yeah. This
thing is terrifying. Okay. I actually heard this with Ash. Ash, hooty hoo, if you're listening. Of course he's listening. What am I thinking? Okay, so of course this is out in fucking... Actually, this is Ash's story. Is it not? Fuck, I can't remember. Ash, Ash, if this is somebody in your fucking family, you text us and let us know.
Leave a comment.
If this was something we listened to on the internet, you let us know. I can't remember which it is, but basically the story went, somebody was in their like a mobile home, and they're sitting there in the living room, and they hear the back door open, and they hear clip clop into the house.
Oh no!
And then they hear it stop. And they look up, and they just see half man, half goat standing in the hallway staring at them.
Oh, no.
And then it just turns around and walks out. And that story's scary, dude.
It's so scary. Oh, spooky. God dang. Why was it in there? Why did it know that I was in there? Why was it looking at me? Why did it just decide, you know what? I don't need this.
I don't know, Mom.
That's when you just, undo the struts under the trailer and let it roll to someplace safe,
Yep.
You just roll it somewhere. Next county is good. Yep. Probably. Goatman maybe isn't going to chase me there.
On top. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But Goatman, I mean, I don't think anything like that could exist, first of all.
Yeah, he's definitely like D tier, maybe C tier.
The idea of a goat man is scary,
right?
Because it's symbolic in a way. It's like demonry, Well,
like I said, I lumped it in with the Jersey Devil, and
yeah.
As far as reports go, I feel like there's been more sightings of Goatman than Chupacabra. Honestly,
sure,
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
or a Goatman-like creature.
I would go C.
See?
Because goats are a strange looking animal in themselves.
Right.
So, C, yeah. All right, let's cross off the Goatman here.
All right, so the last one is Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
Yes.
Skinwellers, as I have.
Skinwellers.
My handwriting. Boy, where to start on Skinwellers, huh? This is a long and complicated subject for me. I could say that I'm a white Skinwalker expert.
Huh, those are bold words.
I'll sit here and comfortably say that I'm a white Skinwalker expert.
Well,
I've had many Navajo pass on to me Skinwalker info.
Very private info, mind you.
Yeah.
This is stuff that they don't normally talk to people outside of the family with, so...
Yeah.
You've been privy to a lot of things that other white folk would never get to hear.
Yeah, it's very neat.
And you've also been on 2 Skinman expeditions now. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm a Skinwalker, but I'm on the other side.
You're like the Josh Gates of Skinwalkers.
Yeah. So, man, there are people. I don't believe in the supernatural side of it because, first of all, I gotta see it to believe it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in this. I don't think that they can shapeshift.
Shapeshift.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that. I don't think they can wear them in the mouse or whatever. I don't think they can do that kind of shit. But I do think that there are people out there that believe in this stuff so much that think they can absolutely do it. That they are indeed wandering around out in the desert at night wearing coyote skins and animal skins thinking that they're supernatural creatures.
Yep.
Doing seances, doing rituals, killing people, killing animals, stealing, like all these things. I believe that there are people out there doing this. I really do. And that's scary alone. We went up to a place, I won't disclose it right now. We went up to a place and wandered around, and Ash told us some stories, and this is way out there, guys. Way out there. Like, this is a tough to get to spot. And nobody's up there. Nobody. And we're driving away down the dirt road, and I look down the dirt road, and mind you, we were just walking around. And I see lights where we just were. And the only thing I could think of is these are people out there wandering around that are checking out what we were doing at this place.
Mm-hmm.
And just out in the middle of nowhere. And these are like skinwalkers. I think they're the people out there that think they can do this are absolutely real.
Right.
And like Jesus, they were watching us the whole time, you know?
Spooky.
It's very spooky.
And there's also, there's still some true traditional, Navajo that believe it, So if they see somebody out there practicing, this kind of stuff, they believe it.
I wouldn't even say some. I would say a large portion of them believe this.
Yeah? Okay.
To some extent, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I've heard of, on the reservation, if people see, a coyote cross the road, they'll turn around and go the entire different way,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ash and I were in the Denny's there.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady there, we both kind of got to know her because this is the only place to eat in town. We kept seeing her every night.
Right.
And one night we just kind of walked up to her and nobody was there. It was the middle of the night. Denny's is open all night. And we started talking to her and one of us asked, so has anything weird happened? Like anything strange going on at this Denny's? And she kind of looked around, she kind of was real, like she didn't... nobody's around here, and she kind of nods her head over to the one corner of the restaurant, and she says, "Do you see all those blinds? You notice how they're pulled down?"
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, "Yeah, the blinds are closed over there." She's like, "Well, they're not closed anywhere else because that's the window that they always look in."
Oh,
and it was like, okay, all right, well, bye. That's nice.
Time to go cool. To a Denny's 50 miles away.
That's cool. All right. See ya.
Who's they? What is
Skinwalkers?
This? Oh my
Skinwalkers.
God. That's what she was referring to?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
that made my skin crawl, man. That's spooky.
Yeah, and you know what? There were weird sounds. There were weird things that just, we were out there walking around in the desert. Zudi and I heard a voice at one point, so very clear. Syllables, human syllables. Went right to the spot where we heard it. Nothing was there. It was just so eerie. So, you know what? Skinwalkers, I'm not going to give it an S, but I'm going to give it a respectable, A or B.
Yeah.
I don't think the supernatural aspect of it is real at all. Prove me wrong, because it'd be interesting. But man, it's so ingrained, and they believe it so much. And I'm sure somebody believes in Wendigos like this too. But I don't know as much about that. But Yeah, I would say a high B, low A. So, because I mean, there are people wandering around at the very least, there are people wandering around in the desert, in the savannah of eastern Arizona, thinking that they are witches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coyote pelt on their back.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, definitely not somebody you want to run into on a lonesome highway in the middle of the night. Too spooky.
No way, man.
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine? You're walking around at night. Somebody crosses something. You see something cross your light, and you see this dude in makeup, and he has a pelt on his head, and he's naked. It's like, Jesus, that would scare you. It would scare the shit out of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he starts howling like a coyote or whatever the hell. All right, dude, it's game time. It's time to go to Go Town, motherfucker. You know, like this is where men become boys and boys become men. So, yeah, super interesting subject.
Oh yeah.
And I have a lot of stuff on film that needs to be compiled and put into a movie, and I'm working on that.
Yeah,
it's a long process.
That needs to get done.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, high B, low A.
I'm going to give it an A just because of all the research we've done, all the field work you've done. You know, I am also a firm believer that there are people out there who believe that they are genuine and they're out there practicing this spooky stuff and scaring folks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's real.
Yeah.
But I also agree, I don't think they can actually shapeshift into, you know, coyotes or antelope or whatever. So
Yeah. Again, prove me wrong.
oh yeah, I mean, please do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's anyway, so that's where we're at. Whatever you're seeing now is what we think.
That's our tier list for the cryptids. As you know, we're not experts, so don't bother leaving comments arguing with us because we won't reply to you.
We won't reply.
We don't care.
Oh, word.
Actually, Loch Ness should be higher because me. I don't care. This is our totally biased, arbitrary tier list, and it is the only list that matters. So there, I said it.
There it is.
Yep, there it is.
All right. Well, hi, Kendall.
Hello, Max.
So, what are these videos called?
They're called tier lists?
All right, and what's first? We got Bigfoot? No, okay. All right. Well, we'll see you next time here on the Best 5 Minutes channel.
Yep.
Featuring the Best 5 Minutes hosts, Kendall and Max.
Max and Kendall.
The way and the light.
The yes.
The light and the way.
The light.
Uh-huh.
His will be done.
And you do have permission to enter if you click on this video. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
John explained. You too.
Dude, that's another thing. Anybody that's wondering what happened. First of all, we just haven't done it.
We've been busy, man.
Another thing is I've suffered a genuine loss in the world of Unexplained YouTube and Best 5. I don't have my mixer anymore that has all this cool shit on it.
Put F in the comments for Max's mixer. He will be missed.
Yep, pay respects.
Yeah.
It's gone. I'm gonna get another one at some point. But yeah, no more Skeptic's Corner creature, no more delay echo for a bit until I get that. Well, unless I edit it in. So that was a huge setback. And anyway, here we are, and that was that, and I'm out.
Peace.